Good afternoon, students. Today's our topic is interference of light. We know that light show the dual nature. Dual nature. One is particle nature, and second is wave nature. The particle nature of light is explained with the help of Compton effect and photoelectric effect, but the wave nature of light is explained with the help of interference, polarization, diffraction, and diffraction. Now today we discuss the interference of light. First of all, we discuss the interference of light. What is interference? Interference means when two or more than two coherent waves having same amplitude and same frequency are moving in same direction, then they are superimposed to each other and produce a resultant wave. So at the some point of medium, the intensity is maximum or minimum. This is called interference of light. The interference of light is explained the wave nature of light. Now the type of interference. The interference is two type. The first is constructive interference and the other is destructive interference. Now we discuss the constructive and destructive interference. First of all, we discuss the what is constructive interference. Constructive interference means if the interfering beams means having the same frequency, same amplitude, if the interfering waves are superimposed in the same phase, then at the some point of medium the intensity is maximum and this type of interference is called constructive interference. Means constructive interference when two or more than waves having the same frequency, same amplitude are superimposed, are moving in the same direction, then they are superimposed to each other. Therefore at the some point of medium the amplitude is maximum or minimum, so that intensity is also maximum and minimum. Therefore the interference is called constructive interference. Whenever the constructive interference is produced, then the intensity of light is always maximum. Therefore the point of the medium is seen as a bright because the intensity of light is maximum. For constructive interference, the phase difference between two waves or two interfering beams is 0, pi, 2 pi and 2n pi. Here n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. For similarly for constructive interference, the path difference between two interfering beams or waves is 0, lambda, 2 lambda and n lambda. Here also n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now we discuss the destructive interference. What is destructive interference? If the interfering waves are superimposed in the opposite phase to each other, then the some point of the medium the intensity is minimum or 0 भी हो सकती है और minimum भी हो सकती है. Therefore the interference is called destructive interference. Destructive interference means when two or more than two waves having the same frequency and same amplitude are propagated in the same direction, then they are superimposed to each other Therefore, at the some point of the medium, the amplitude is maximum or minimum, so that intensity is also so that the amplitude is minimum, so that the intensity is also minimum or 0. Then this type of interference is called destructive interference. For destructive interference, the phase difference between two waves is pi, 3 pi and 2n plus 1 pi. Here n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Similarly, the path difference between two waves for destructive interference is lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2 and n plus 1 by 2 lambda. Here also n equal to 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. This is the destructive interference. In this way, the interference is divided into two parts. One is constructive interference and other is destructive interference. This is the diagram of constructive interference and destructive interference. The first diagram shows the interference for a constructive interference and the other diagram shows the destructive interference for a destructive interference. In first diagram, two beams, this is the first beam and this is the second beam. Both beams are the interfering beams having the same frequency and same amplitude are propagate in the same direction. When they are superimposed to each other, they produce a resultant beam, and at the some point of this resultant beam, the intensity is maximum, therefore the constructive interference is produced. But the other figure shows the destructive interference. In this diagram, two beams are shown, both beams are superimposed in opposite phase, so that at the some point of the medium the intensity is 0 or minimum, so that this type of interference is called destructive interference. This is the diagram of destructive interference. Now we discuss the Newtonsing experiment. This is the important experiment. The Newtonsing experiment is given by scientist Newtons in 1717. Newtonsing experiment is totally based on the interference. Newtonsing is the phenomena in which an interference pattern is created when viewed with monochromatic light. Newtonsing appear as a series of concentric alternate dark and bright rings created at the contact between two surfaces. Newtonsing in Newtonsing experiment, we use the monochromatic light source. Monochromatic light means the light source which is imitate the same frequency wavelength of light. In Newtonsing, we get the alternate dark and bright Newtonsing, and Newtonsing is formed between two surfaces due to formation of air film. The application of Newtonsing is in to find the wavelength of the light and find out the refractive index of the transparent liquid. First of all, we discuss the Newtonsing. What is Newtonsing? We know that the Newtonsing is given by Newton scientist, and Newtonsing is formed by the formation of a thin air film between plano-convex lens and plane glass plate. This is the plane glass plate and this is the plano-convex lens. When we place the plano-convex lens on the plane glass plate, then between them a thin air film is formed. Due to this air film, the Newtonsing is formed. So we define the Newtonsing. First of all, the Newtonsing are the circular concentric rings which are formed due to a vase-shaped air film formed between plano-convex lens and plane glass plate are called Newtonsing. Means Newtonsing are the circular concentric rings which are formed by the formation of a thin air film between plano-convex lens and plain glass plate. न्यूटन सिंग में ब्राइट और डार्क, न्यूटन रिंग टू टाइप्स की होती हैं, ब्राइट एंड डार्क. दिस इज द इमेज ऑफ न्यूटन सिंग. इन दिस diagram we see in this pattern alternate dark and bright Newton Singh are formed. This is white means bright Newton Singh, and this is the dark is called dark Newton. In this way we get the concentric Newton Singh, and alternate dark and bright Newton Singh are formed. Now we discuss the Newton Singh experiment. First of all, we discuss the experimental setup or construction of Newton Singh experiment. This is the experimental setup of Newton Singh experiment. In this experimental setup, S is the monochromatic light source. We know that in Newton Singh experiment, the monochromatic light source is important, because Newton Singh experiment is totally based on the interference of light. So in this diagram, S is the monochromatic light source. Monochromatic light source means the light source by which we get same frequency of light beam. Now L1, this is the L1 is the L1 is the convex lens. L1 is the convex lens. This convex lens is placed in the front of source S, and convex lens L1 is convert incident light beams into parallel light beams. Incident light beams into parallel light beams. These parallel light beams are moved towards plain glass plate G. This is the plain glass plate, it is denoted by G. The convex lens L1 is convert incident light beam into parallel light beams. These parallel light beams are moved towards plain glass plate G, and after incident on the plain glass plate G, they are reflected. And these reflected beam are convert into same amplitude light beams. In this diagram we again explain. In this diagram, S is the monochromatic light source. Monochromatic light source means the light source which is emitting the same frequency of light beams. L1 is the convex lens which placed in the front of source S, and convex lens L1 is convert incident light beams into parallel light beams. Now these parallel light beams are moved towards glass plate G. G is the plain glass plate which is make a 45-degree angle with the incident light beams. Now L and P. This is L and P. First of all, discuss the L. L is the plano-convex lens. Here L is the plano-convex lens, and P is the plain glass plate. When we place the plano-convex lens L on the plain glass plate G, then between them a thin air film form. Due to this air film, the interference pattern is developed. This interference pattern or Newton Singh is seen by microscope. This is M is the microscope. This is the construction of an Newton-Ring experiment. Now we discuss the working or formation of the Newton's ring. First of all, when the light from the source S is the monochromatic light source, when the light from the light beams from the monochromatic light source S are incident on the convex lens L1, then convex lens L1 is convert incident light beams into parallel light beams. Now these parallel light beams are incident on the plane glass plate G at 45° angle, and after incident on the parallel light beams on the glass plate G at 45°, they are reflected. The reflected beam are shown by downward arrows in figure. Now after these reflected beams are converted into same amplitude light beams, and these reflected beams are moved towards plano-convex lens L and plane glass plate P, and these beams are incident on the top and bottom surface of the air film, and after incident on the top and bottom surface of the air film, they are reflected or refracted, and some part of there is absorbed. When the reflected beams from the top and bottom surface of the air film is shown by upward arrows in this diagram. Now the reflected beam which are reflected from the top and bottom surface of the air film are moving in the same direction and having the same frequency, because we use the monochromatic light source, and now they are same amplitude light beams. So the reflected beam which are reflected from the top and bottom surface of the air film are superimposed to each other and produce a interference pattern. Interference pattern means Newton's ring, this type of pattern. This interference pattern is seen by microscope M. ये जो इंटरफेरेंस पैटर्न फॉर्म होगा मीन्स न्यूटन रिंग जो फॉर्म होती है उसको जो माइक्रोस्कोप होता है वहाँ से इसको ऑब्जर्व कर लिया जाता है. In this interference pattern on Newton's ring, alternate dark and bright Newton's ring are formed. Now the reflected beam which are reflected from the top and bottom surface of the air film are superimposed in two ways. If the reflected beam which are reflected from the top and bottom surface of the air film are superimposed in the same direction, then the constructive interference is produced. We know that whenever the constructive interference is produced, then always the intensity of light is maximum, therefore the bright Newton's ring are formed. Now the formation of dark Newton's ring. If the reflected beams which are the reflected from the top and bottom surface of the air film are superimposed in the opposite phase, then the destructive interference is produced. So the dark rings are formed. This is the formation of the bright and dark Newton's ring. Why the Newton's ring dark or why the Newton's ring is dark and bright? This is the reason. Now the next is Newton's ring in reflected light. न्यूटन रिंग जो है रिफ्लेक्टेड लाइट के कारण से कैसे फॉर्म होती है. We know that when plano-convex lens is placed on the plane glass plate, then a thin air film form between them. Thin air film form between. When the light beam is incident on the thin air film, then some part is reflected, some part is refracted, and some part is transmitted. Here we discuss the Newton's in reflected light, so we only discuss here with discuss the reflected light beams. So now we consider the SA beam, SB beam, which is reflected from the glass plate G, and this reflected beam SB is incident on the top and bottom surface of the air film. B is the point of the top surface of the air film, and C is the point of the bottom surface of the air film. When SB beam is incident at a B point, then it is split into two parts. The one part is BR1. BR1 is the reflected part, and other is BC part. BC is the refracted part. Now BC beam is incident on the C point. Incident on the C point. C point is the point of the bottom surface of the air film. After incident on the BC beam on C point, it is reflected from this point C, and this is shown in figure by CR2. In this way, when we incident on the SB beam on the top and bottom surface of the air film, then this is split into two parts, BR1 and CR2. So first of all, we find out the path difference between both reflected beams. Both reflected beams means BR1, first beam is BR1 and other is CR2. Therefore, the path difference between refracted beam BR1 and CR2 is given by del equal to 2 mu t cos r. This is the formula interference by thin film. This is the standard formula. Here mu is the refractive index. Here mu is the refractive index of the medium, and T is the thickness of the air film. R is the angle of refraction, but we here discuss the Newton's in reflected light. Therefore, the angle of refraction is 0. If R equal to 0, then the cos 0 equal to 1. So when we substitute the R equal to 0 in this equation, in equation del equal to 2 mu t cos r, then our equation becomes del equal to or path difference equal to 2 mu t cos 0, but cos 0 equal to 1. Therefore, the path difference between reflected beam BR1 and CR2 is 2 mu t. Here mu is the refractive index of the medium and T is the thickness of the air film. Now, if we suppose both beam BR1 and CR2, both reflected beam are passing through the denser medium, then the total path difference is given by, for total path difference we adding the lambda by 2 in path difference 2 mu t, then we get the total path difference. Therefore, the total path difference is del equal to 2 mu t plus lambda by 2. Here lambda is the wavelength of the light, wavelength of light. This is equation first. If the reflected beam BR1 and CR2 are superimposed in the same phase, we know that the reflected beam BR1 and CR2 are superimposed two types. First type is If the BR1 and CR2 are superimposed in the same phase, then the constructive interference is reduced. For constructive interference, the path difference is n lambda. This is equation second. By equation 1 and 2, the left side, in both equation left side are equal, therefore the right side is also equal, so that we can write this by both equation 2 mu t plus lambda by 2 equal to n lambda. Now we find out the value of 2 mu t. The value of 2 mu t is becomes n minus 1 by 2 lambda. This is the condition of bright. This is the condition of for bright Newton's ring. Now the second case is if both beams means BR1 and CR2 are superimposed in the opposite phase, then the destructive interference is produced, so that the dark Newton's ring is formed. We know that when the beams are superimposed in opposite phase, then the destructive interference is produced, therefore the intensity of light is minimum or 0, so that the dark Newton's ring are formed. Therefore for destructive interference, the path difference is given by n plus 1 by 2 lambda. This is equation third. Now by equation first and third, in equation first and third, the left side are equal, therefore the right side is also equal. So we can write by first and third equation 2 mu t lambda by 2 equal to n plus 1 by 2 lambda. Now again we calculate the value of 2 mu t, so the value becomes 2 mu t equal to n lambda. This is the condition for dark Newton's ring. So for bright Newton's ring, the condition is 2 mu t n minus 1 by 2 lambda, and dark Newton ring, the condition is 2 mu t equal to n lambda. This is the Newton's ring in reflected light. Now we find out the diameter of the Newton's ring. Newton's ring means dark and bright. हम दोनों टाइप की न्यूटन्स रिंग, जो डार्क और ब्राइट न्यूटन रिंग्स होती हैं, उनके लिए डायमीटर के फॉर्मूले ड्राइव करेंगे. फॉर फाइंड आउट द डायमीटर ऑफ द न्यूटन्स रिंग, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी कंसीडर ए प्लेनो कॉन्वेक्स लेंस L. Let capital R is the radius of curvature of the plano convex lens and its center is O dash. When the plano convex lens L is placed on the plane glass plate P, we know that a thin air film form between them. Let the plano convex lens L and glass plate P both are contact at a O point. When we place the plano convex lens on the plane glass plate P, when we place the plano convex lens on the glass plate P, then a thin air film form between them. Let small t is the thickness of the air film. Due to this air film, the interference pattern is observed. Therefore, interference pattern means Newton's ring. So that let Rn is the radius of the nth Newton ring. This is shown in figure by ml. ml is the radius of the nth Newton ring. This is shown by Rn, and T is the thickness of the air film. If OM is thickness of the air film, which is equal to small t, therefore the O dash m is r minus t, and O dash L also is equal to capital R, so that in triangle O dash M L, in triangle O dash M L, in triangle O dash M L, O dash L is the hypotenuse and O dash M is the perpendicular, ML is the base, so that we using the Pythagoras theorem and find out the hypotenuse. So in triangle O dash ML, r square equal to r minus t square plus rn, because O dash L, O dash L square, O dash L square equal to O dash M plus ML square. The O dash R equal to capital R and O dash M equal to r minus t and ML equal to Rn. So we get the equation r square equal to r minus t square plus Rn square. Now we find out the value of Rn square. So the value of Rn square equal to r square minus r minus t square. When we open the bracket r minus t whole square by a minus b whole square formulas, then we get the r square minus r square minus t square plus 2rt. But in this equation r square and minus r square both are opposite signs, so that they are both are cancel out to each other and we get the 2rt minus t square. Now we know that r is the radius of curvature of plano-convex lens and small t is the thickness of the air flame, but the radius of curvature of plano-convex lens is maximum or greater than compared to the thickness of the air flame, so that we ignore the higher order term of t. So we get the Rn square equal to 2rt. We avoid the t square, higher order term of t. Now we find out the value of t. The value of t becomes Rn square upon 2r. Or Rn square equal to 2rt. We find out the value of Rn. So Rn equal to square root of 2rt. This is the radius of the nth Newton ring. Here r is the radius of the plano-convex lens and t is the thickness of the air flame. So the diameter of the nth Newton ring is given by, we know that the diameter is twice of radius. Here Rn is the radius of the nth Newton ring and dn is the diameter of the nth Newton ring. So dn equal to 2Rn. When we substitute the value of Rn in dn equal to Rn, we get dn equal to 2 into under root 2rt, and we also write this equation in this way: dn equal to under root 8rt. This is the diameter of the nth Newton ring and the diameter of the nth Newton ring is shown by dn. So the diameter of the nth Newton ring is depend on the radius of curvature capital R and thickness of the air flame which is formed between plano-convex lens and plane glass plate. Now we find out the diameter of the bright Newton ring. In previous topic we discussed the condition of bright Newton ring. The condition of bright Newton ring is 2 mu t equal to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. Here mu is the refractive index of the medium, small t is the thickness of the air flame, and n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. So by this relation the value of t becomes 2n minus 1 lambda divided by 4 mu. When we substitute the value of t in equation A, then we get the diameter of the nth bright Newton ring is square root of 8r 2n minus 1 lambda upon 4 mu. Or we also write this equation square root of 2r 2n minus 1 lambda upon mu. Here n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. This is the diameter of the nth bright Newton ring. If we find out the diameter of the nth bright Newton ring, we substitute in this equation n equal to 1. Then we get the diameter of the first bright Newton ring. So the diameter of the first bright Newton ring becomes 2r 2 minus 1 lambda upon mu, or 2r lambda upon mu. This is the diameter of the first bright Newton ring. If similarly in this way we getting the diameter of the second, third, fourth bright Newton ring. By this formula, the diameter of the nth bright Newton ring is depend on the radius of curvature of the plano convex lens. The diameter of the nth bright Newton ring is directly proportional to the radius of the plano convex lens. When we increase the radius of curvature, then the diameter of the bright Newton ring also increase. Also depend on the square root. Also the diameter of the nth bright Newton ring is depend on the integer 2n minus 1. The diameter of the nth bright Newton ring is directly proportional to the square root of the integer 2n minus 1. When we increase the value of n, then the diameter of the nth bright Newton ring also increase. Diameter of the nth bright Newton ring is also directly proportional to the square root of the wavelength lambda. When we using the high wavelength of light, when we get the large diameter of bright Newton ring. The diameter of nth bright Newton ring is also depend on the refractive index of the transparent liquid. The diameter of the nth bright Newton ring is inversely proportional to the square root of the refractive index of the medium. In this way, the diameter of the bright Newton ring is depend on the 4 factor: radius or curvature of the plano convex lens, integer n, wavelength of the light lambda, and mu. Now we discuss the diameter of the dark Newton ring. We know that the condition for dark Newton ring is 2 mu t equal to n lambda. This is the condition for nth dark Newton ring. So the value of t becomes n lambda upon 2 mu. Here mu is also refractive index of the medium, lambda is the wavelength of the light, and n is the integer. When we substitute the value of t in equation A, we get the value of dn is equal to 8nr lambda upon 2 mu. Or we can write this equation in this way: dn dark equal to square root of 4nr lambda upon mu. This is the diameter of the nth dark Newton ring. Here n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. This is the diameter of the nth dark Newton ring. If we find out the diameter of the first dark ring, then we substitute the n equal to 1 in equation under root 4nr lambda upon mu. So the diameter of the first dark Newton ring becomes 4 r lambda upon mu. If we find out the second diameter of the second dark Newton ring, then we get this diameter becomes 8 r lambda upon mu. In this way we find out the diameter of the different ring for n equal to 1 to 3 and so on. Here the diameter of the nth dark ring is also depend on the natural number n. When the value of n is increased, then the diameter of the nth dark ring is also increased. So the diameter of the nth dark ring is directly proportional to the square root of the natural number n. Also the diameter of the nth dark ring is also depend on the radius of curvature of the plano-convex lens. When we use the large radius of curvature plano-convex lens, then we get the large diameter of Newton's ring. So the diameter of the nth dark Newton ring is directly proportional to the square root of the radius of curvature of the plano-convex lens. The diameter of nth dark Newton ring is also depend on the wavelength of the incident light. When we use a higher wavelength of light, then we get the large diameter of dark Newton ring. So the diameter of the dark Newton ring is also directly proportional to the wavelength of the incident light, and the diameter of the nth dark Newton ring is also depend on the refractive index of the refractive index of the medium. Means the diameter of the nth dark Newton ring is inversely proportional to the square root of the refractive index of the medium. So this is the formula of nth diameter of the nth dark Newton ring, dn dark equal to √4 r lambda upon mu. So in this topic we discuss the diameter of the nth bright Newton ring and diameter of the nth dark Newton ring. Now we discuss in the next lecture the application of the Newton's ring. Thank you.